Hello. In the previous videos, we've seen structures from 1 to 20. In this one, I'll try to cover all of the remaining structures. There are 16 more structures. And these are kind of special structures that you'll find in English. Maybe for different languages, they're different, but these structures are particular to English. You can find all of this and more on my blog or website, friersenglish.wordpress.com. Let's start with the structures. The first one, there be plus subject. So as you can say, the subject doesn't start the sentence. Okay, take it for my reference. Okay, don't worry about the preparatory there be. Pattern 21. Some examples are: there is a pen on the desk. So the subject is the pen, and there is not right. There's not like the pen is there. It is just a structure that you have to use, and it has no real use. It's a kind of dummy word there. You don't really need it. You can say, for example, a pen is lying on the table, on the desk. Okay, so there is a pen on the desk. There pen on the desk. So that there is not really necessary. You can use another form, but it is there in English. It is used like that in English. That's all there is to it. Is a form of be, as you already know. Forms of be are is, are, am, was, were. Then what do we have? We have be itself. So it's used in subjunctive only, mostly, yeah. And then you have being, been. I think that's it. They are all the forms of be, 8 forms. Yeah. So here can come, for example, are. Yes, am, was, were. I don't know. I'm not sure about. Yes, be. Being is possible. Being, I'll have to check, but I don't think. Yes, it can. It is possible, but that's another structure. There being a lot of noise. I left the place. That's possible, but it's a participle phrase that's different. Okay, that's why I'm trying to exclude it from here. So it's also possible, so I'll include it anyway. Yeah, great. So there's a pen on the desk. There's a hotel near the station. There is a resort near the beach, for example. There is a stand beside the bed. There was someone at the window, maybe. Yeah, standing in front of the window, maybe. There are 30 days in some months, for example. So basically, it's used for stating facts and stating facts about things which are indefinite. So that's the use. The branding pencil. There are plenty of pins in the box, or in this box. Note, it's generally this structure, just a moment, is generally used when the subject is indefinite. So mind the word generally, okay? So not necessarily always. when the subject is indefinite, meaning when the subject is preceded by a, an. So the article or anything, the articles, indefinite articles a, an, or modifiers such as some, much, many, etc., a few, etc. So I have not used it like this in this case, but that's what it says. It's generally used like that. There are plenty of friends in the box, so that's not incorrect. Okay, that's also correct. There is a man standing at the far end of the corridor of the old looking corridor. So that's what I've been using in all my videos. A man standing at the far end of the old looking corridor. This is also possible. Okay, so the subject in this case, as in all the cases, is this one. Following there is. Okay, there be. Yes. The structure is generally there's no the structure is fixed. The structure, as you know, you can't use different words here. The structure is there plus be, only be. Okay, form of be, that is a form of be. By be it's meant a form of be. Okay, plus subject. That's the structure. Okay, so I can't make that comment here. So the structure is only be is used like that. No, actually no. No, some other verbs can be used in a similar manner as well. For example, there runs a river in the deep of the forest. Maybe that's possible. That's definitely possible. Yeah. So that's also possible, but you'll find it in the uses of there, and that's what I said. These structures are the most common structures. That's for starting out with English. You will come to know more when you read more and when you listen more. Listen to more things, more stuff. So it depends on your reading. The next structure 22, pattern 22. Pattern 22 is to infinitive after adjectives expressing emotion or desire. So to infinitive. So these are all special patterns, kind of. Okay, so verb expressing emotion verbs, we'll call them verbs, kind of special verbs. I'll write VE and I'll raise it like that. So VE plus not that, to infinitive. That is the structure. I don't want to make it complicated, but yes, that is the structure. Sentences like we were glad to be there. So this is the infinitive. Adjectives, okay, we were, okay, verb plus adjective plus to infinitive. So infinitive after adjectives expressing emotion. So I should have written it like that. Adjectives, I beg your pardon. So verb plus so basically it's talking about a state. So happiness is a state, so that's why this. Sorry about that. Okay, I'm wasting time. Yes, indeed. Sorry about that. Okay, so we were glad to be there. The next sentence, of course there's a subject here. Yeah, the next sentence is she is afraid of okay, to go alone. She's afraid to go alone. That's she is afraid to go alone. She's afraid to go there. She's afraid to go on her own. Go on her own. That's possible. She's afraid to go there. To go there. You can make as many sentences as you want. She is afraid to do this or that. Okay, anything you want. You have to make as many sentences as you can. My brother is excited to start. Okay, excited about starting the journey. The point is, the problem is the preposition. Okay, excited to do this. I'm excited to do this, to start the project, maybe. Or you can use a verb like eager is for sure, that you can eager to start the project. I shall be sad to see you go, for example. To see you go, that's also possible. They were anxious to maybe to get the work done. Maybe to get they were anxious about something, so they were anxious to get the work done. So this is the infinitive phrase. As you can see, by now I think by now you've become capable of identifying these structures. That's of course if you've watched other videos. This is the 5th video, I think. Anyway, yeah, so maybe the audience are that's kind of British, but or maybe performers are impatient to start. Maybe that's also possible. Okay, it's not always that you'll find these structures, but you'll have to read much if you want to, and you'll have to read a variety of texts. You will have to listen to a variety of recordings and so on. Anyway, I'll remove them. That's incorrect. Go on our own. Maybe, yeah. So this can be called stereotypical, so I'll add he. Okay, there's a lot of politics governing these things. Anyway, so the performers are impatient to start. Okay, yeah. The man with the long white beard standing at the far end of the old looking corridor is glad to see the boy with the pointed chin and great pride, for example. Okay, so the subject is this, the infinitive phrase is this. Okay, the verb is to be, and glad is an adjective expressing emotion. Adjectives are emotion. Okay, so that's the structure. Generally, you can say that verbs talking about states can be used in this pattern. For example, I'll feel glad, I'll feel gratified, I'll feel happy to do this, I'll be happy to do this. I'll have to check this one. Okay, so I'll add a question mark, but check if feel is these other verbs are used like this or not. Okay, so this is subject to check. Okay, this is subject to a check, but I'll feel gratified to do this for you, for example. That's the infinitive phrase. I'll check if that's possible. Okay, I'll have to check that one. But generally, as you can see, it's always the verb to be, forms of be. Okay, so the question is what verbs can be used here. The next one, pattern 23. Let's write the sentence first. I'll write the sentence first. The pattern is like, it was kind of you to help us. It was. So we're talking about it. Previously we talked about it was so good of you to have come. For example, the structure will be it plus be plus adjective, basically adjective phrase. Adjective phrase. This one is an adjective phrase because it has another word so it's an adjective phrase, AP. And then you have a few, so basically that's a preposition plus then you have prepositional object. So the object of is you is the object of the preposition of. If you remember, prepositions and verbs take objects or they govern objects. Okay, there to have come is an infinitive phrase, to infinitive. So this is the structure of this particular sentence. It be adjective of plus noun pronoun plus to infinitive. That's a more specific, more narrow version of the. I've given you a more generic version. Okay, so more narrow, more narrow version is this one. It plus be plus a plus adjective plus of plus noun pronoun plus to infinitive. I'll follow what convention I've used and write it. Yes, PRN. Okay, so a more narrow version. So I've given you a better version. It's a more generic version. Definitely a little bit difficult and depend on you how much language you know. But I've given you the more generic version. Okay, great. So this is at least fixed. This part is fixed. It's always be. According to them, it's always be. You could also say it's not always. It would be so good of you. It would be so good of you. Would be, yeah. Again, the verb is again be. To do it. That's also possible. Was astute of the boy. It was good of you. Okay, I'll have to check this one, so I'll stick to this one. I'm not sure about the noun phrase here, but you can definitely use a noun. Harry, the boy Harry, to see through the minister's offer. Okay, so this is the infinitive phrase, which we know by now. Yeah, but this part, I think it's okay. It was good of Harry to do this, to have come as possible as it of the boy. I think it's correct. As it is clever. I'm sorry about the noise. It was careless of them to have left the thing lying around like this. So this is again an infinitive phrase, and careless is an adjective. That's easy enough. Let's move on to the next one. It is unwise to speak on subjects you don't know. You do not know enough about. Now that is a very vague statement, because what's enough? Yeah, anyway, it is unwise to speak on subjects you do not know enough about. It is wicked to say something and to do something else. To say something and do something else. It is foolish to let others know what you really think. But these are two contradictory statements, okay? Anyway, so that's the structure. It, be, be, be. So it's all forms of be, okay? So it's a kind of a very special, narrow, specific structure, but yes, that's it. I won't waste more time on this. Moving on, you should practice as much as you can. I can make it was clever of the man standing at the far end of the corridor, old looking corridor. I keep forgetting that it's an old looking corridor, to have arranged for the tryst. Tryst is a meeting, I think. Yeah, tryst with tryst. I'm sure it means meeting. Okay, so whatever it means, I'm sure it can come here. So it's perfectly grammatical. But yes, moving on. Pattern 24 is T-R-Y-S-T. I'll let you know in a moment. Tryst. Yes. It's a meeting, a secret meeting, but it's a meeting. Rendezvous. Yeah. The following adjectives can be used in this pattern: kind, good, generous, considerate, foolish. That's the kind of prescriptive grammar. But yes, you can find more sentences, more uses, more material on my website. Please visit friersenglish.wordpress.com. Unwise, clever, wise, nice, wrong, polite, brave, cowardly, silly, wicked, cruel, careless, etc. So it can be a long list. Anyway, the next structure, to infinitive after easy, difficult, hard, impossible. Again, the structure is the same. So I would conflate them, but since they've given this, it okay, sorry, this is a different structure. I beg your pardon. For example, this task is difficult to do. This guy is impossible to deal with. So it's impossible to deal with this guy. That's what the meaning is. This rag is difficult, rag or rug, whatever you want to say, RUG is rug, to wash. His actions are impossible to justify, impossible to defend. That is possible. Hard to explain. It's possible, definitely possible. The news is, it's a metaphorical usage, difficult to digest. This poison is pleasant to take, but that's a stupid sentence. Yeah, but anyway, this medicine is pleasant to take. I have the sentence in front of me, but I'm trying to make another. Anyway, so it can be this. I think it is important. It is impossible to find out, or I think there can be other infinitive phrases to be found out. That's also possible. Okay. Swimming in the ocean when the tide is high is difficult to do. So basically I've used a gerundial phrase here. So it just doesn't have to be this or that or just one or two words. So it can be as long as you want. Is difficult to do. Okay. So the structure is subject. I'll just write subject plus I think the verb is be. Yes, the verb I think is be plus adjective. Okay, it can be other verbs as well. So it appears, seems improbable. Okay, no, it seems impossible. To have happened. I think it should be correct. I think it should be correct. So I'll just say verb. It seems impossible to have happened. Subject plus verb plus adjective plus to infinitive. Yeah. This is subject to a check, but different verbs, particularly be, can be used as pattern. Okay, this is subject to a check. I'll have to check this one. Pattern to pattern subject. 225. Next pattern. It be adjective to infinitive. Okay, this is the same as pattern 23. That's what I was talking about. It is easy to do something. For example, so you can make many sentences with that. It is easy to learn a language. It is difficult to survive anything. It was impossible to lift the carton. This is semantically ambiguous because what do you mean by carton? American English will treat it differently. British English will treat it differently. It may be difficult to get the job. It may be difficult to get this done. It might be difficult. It might be different to. Okay, not this one. It might be different to. It might be different. It will be different too. It might be a different experience. That's possible, but yeah, I'll stick to this one. It might be bad. So the difference here is between may and might. I think both can be used. So it might be bad to see that. For example, it is cruel to treat them in that way. So these are easy sentences. It is difficult to give up. Give up is like a phrasal verb. Give up an addiction. So it can be smoking, it can be anything. It is difficult to tell what the boy with the pointed face and great pride was thinking that time. Now if you can understand this sentence, it's talking about now. It's difficult now to tell. Now it's difficult to tell what the boy does. So instead of sending the now here, instead of putting the now here, we'll put it at the beginning of the sentence. Now it's difficult to tell what the boy. So this sentence is talking about now, but the sentence is in the present. But what the boy was, what the boy with the pointed face and great fries was thinking at that time is in the past. Okay. Yeah. That kind of. Sorry. That kind of sentence is also possible. So the structure is it be adjective to infinitive, etc. It says to infinitive, etc. But yes, it can be as long as you want, infinitive, or as short as you want. The verb be is the verb. I can make a sentence, non-grammatical sentence like that. It's commonly used like that. But structures like it seems difficult to be achieved, to do anything. It appears difficult to, that's also possible. Okay. it seems difficult. That will be different. So it seems difficult to, because it will refer to something else to do. No, this is different. This is different. This is different because it is referring to something else. Okay. No. Yes, yes, definitely. Because in these sentences, it refers to this whole thing. So, to tell what the boy with the pointed face and great pride was thinking at the time is difficult to tell. Is difficult. Is difficult to tell. To tell what the boy with the pointed face and great pride was thinking at the time is difficult. That's the meaning. So, yes, I'll write that non-committal. In fact, it's perhaps the only verb which can be used in this pattern. Yeah, but the pattern that they have given is it plus be plus adjective, so that's the pattern, so that's what applies. So it doesn't make sense to write this. Okay. Anyway, the next pattern 26. Look at these sentences, please. It is no good trying to search for the keys here. It is no good asking Percy about the keys. It is no use going to Mrs. Weasley to ask for help, for example. It is worth looking for them in the garage once again. Once more, or once again. It was worthwhile having gone through the garage again and again. It is amusing watching them do the work manually. It has been pleasure finding the keys. So that's a kind of satirical, sarcastic. You can use it sarcastically. Okay, so imagine they're searching for the keys. The Weasley family, they're searching for the keys, and they're encountering these ideas, and they're using them. So the structure is it plus be plus subject complement, because be will take a subject complement, plus gerundial phrase GP, right? GP. Okay. Here it's also subject complement. It's better to write subject complement. It be it won't be subject complement, but because only adjectives will be allowed. So subject complement can be nouns. So better to write it. Better to let it stay as it is. Okay, so it'd be subject complement plus gerundial phrase. Yeah, the next one, 127. I'll be a bit fast because I would like to cover all of the structures, all of the remaining 15 structures in this video. So it be adjective, noun plus noun clause. The structure, it is strange that he should have not checked here. He shouldn't have checked here. It is likely that there will be rain or there will be snow in the coming week. It is possible that he doesn't understand a word of what you say. It is doubtful whether you will attend the event, for example. It is a pity that you didn't come. It was fortunate that you escaped the accident unscathed. That's also possible. Okay, so unscathed is like an adjective, but here it's used adverbially, I think, in the role of an adverb. It is a mystery. I'll have to think what it is, but yes, it's talking about you escaped. So the question is, it's modifying this or the accident or escape. That's the question. Okay, but that's definitely a correct sentence. I was fortunate. So that's also idiomatic. Okay, idiomatic. You did something unscathed. So escaped unscathed. That is idiomatic. It is a mystery where that book can have gone. This is a very kind of special structure, but it's expressing an imaginary possibility. Basically, a possibility. It's expressing a possibility. Yes. Yeah. Right. And the structure is. I'll rush through these forms because I want to complete it. It be adjective, noun plus. So it's again it's subject complement. I think it's subject complement. Okay, because subject complements can take adjective, noun. So since it's be, it'll take a subject complement, or you can say adjective or noun. Adjective, noun. Noun clause. So where that book can have gone. So it has a subject, it has a predicate, so that's a noun clause. Okay, they're all noun clauses. I've already made videos on clauses, phrases, and like stuff. Please refer to them. Yeah, great. So instead of writing like this, I'm writing like this. And A. Yeah. I think only B is used like that, so I'll not waste more time. Pattern 28. Okay, I got 15 more minutes. I've got 15 more minutes. It to take him, me, etc. Time phrase plus 20. Okay, these are very particular structures, very special structures. I mean, I don't know why they've included them, so I'll rush through it. It took them 3 days to complete the excavation, for example. Yeah. It will take me some time to complete my studies, for example, okay, anything. It has taken him several months to learn the language, for example. Okay, I'm not giving you more examples. The structure is it's easy enough. It plus take, forms of take plus adverb phrase of time, basically ad. I'll write it adverb phrase, adb, adverb phrase, adb for adverb phrase, to infinitive. So yes, it's a fixed structure, so you can't change it. And the next pattern is, I'm sorry I'm not giving you a lot of examples, but I need to complete it. There are 6 more patterns to be done after this. So this is easy enough. So he is too weak to carry on. So he's very weak, and he's unable to carry on because of that. Carry on. He is too busy to attend any parties. So he's too busy and he cannot attend any parties. She is too vain to listen to others. So she is too proud. She's very proud and she doesn't listen to others because of that. The boy is too excited to sit quietly, for example. So the boy is so excited that he cannot sit quietly. He talks too much to be interesting. So he talks so much that his talks feels like it's boring. Maybe anything. The structure is 2 plus this is not even a verb pattern, but anyway, 2 plus, so these are kind of miscellaneous structures. Adjective and verb plus 2 infinitive. Yeah. Pattern 30. Adjective, adverb plus enough plus 2 infinitive. So these are all very common patterns. You should master all of them as soon as you can. Adjective, adverb plus enough. So that word goes like that, just like that. Enough. So he is clever enough to pick up the hint. He is greedy enough to fall for the trap. They are patient enough to forgive you. he was hit hard enough to have fallen down. That's also an infinitive phrase. The question is how to make infinitive phrases. I'll cover this in a video when I talk about verb forms and conjugation of verbs in English. Jack was stupid enough to be fooled by a child, for example. Okay, so the pattern, I've given you the pattern. Okay, this is the pattern. '31. I'll look at three examples per pattern now because I don't have time. I'm running out of time. Okay, this is similar to 2 and 2 structure pattern 29. So it is so dark that you can't see a thing. So it's so dark that you can say anything. I think here it means anything. Okay, it's kind of idiomatic. He runs so fast that nobody can overtake him, for example. The day was so hot that it felt like the hottest day of my life. Okay, so the structure is so plus adjective verb, so plus adjective or verb ad. I'll write a adjective verb plus that clause. Pattern 32. So it was so hot that it made me feel as if it were the hottest day of my life. Pattern 32 is they are patterns of exclamatory sentences. So patterns of, I should write that, exclamatory sentences. They apply to exclamatory sentences. Okay. What the structure is, I'll directly give you the structure. Okay, I'll directly give you the sentences. I can copy the structures later. What a charming boy, for example. What a lovely place, for example. What a pity. What dreams, that's also possible. Yes, that's also possible. Yeah, so the structure is kind of this. What, right? What. So we'll discuss this more when we discuss of what and these words, particularly these particular words. But what, so you can choose to add adjective if you like, then you have to add a noun, and you can add subject and a verb, I think. For example, what a big car he has. So you have a subject and a verb as well. So that's a pattern 33. How lucky that boy is, how tall has the tree grown, how well they put it, and so on. So it's like how plus a adjective adverb plus subject plus verb. That's a pattern. Pattern 34, and we're done with this. And 34 is okay. Now 34, 35, 36, we have three conditionals. That's another heading, conditionals. Okay, I'll give you one sentence per pattern because I don't have time anymore. If clause plus if clause, simple present. So this is the first conditional, third conditional, second conditional, and you can refer to British Council conditionals 1 and 2, conditionals 1 and conditionals 2. So these are pages on the British Council website. Okay, so see also, that's the first thing I have to tell you. The first conditional is pattern 30 patterns. I'll write all of them together for 34, 35 and 36 and 36. Try it like this, I think. Yeah. So the first pattern is, if you work hard, you will do wonders. So future simple, present simple. Now imaginary or improbable condition, if you studied hard you would get a first class. So it's not going to happen. It's for the future, but it's not going to happen. It's not likely that it will happen. If you studied hard, so past simple, you would get a first class, for example. So it's not going to happen. It doesn't seem like it's going to happen. Okay, so it's not likely that will happen. Improbable or imaginary situation in the future. If you studied hard, you would get, so would plus infinitive, that's how they describe it. Past tense, simple past tense. Okay. Okay, the third one, unfulfilled conditionals. Okay, I counted them to be 36, but they are 35 actually. I'll have to check. So unfulfilled condition, something that didn't happen in the past. Okay, if you had studied hard, you would have got a first class, but you did not. If you had told me the truth, then the criminal could have been caught, but you did not tell me the truth then, and the criminal was not caught. Okay, unfulfilled conditional, unfulfilled condition. Improbable condition, that's not going to happen. Possible condition, so that can happen. If that condition is fulfilled, it will surely happen. So it's kind of a possible condition, open condition. You can write open condition, it may or may not happen. Okay, we don't know. Yeah, so that's it. Thank you for watching these videos. You can visit my website, friersenglish.wordpress.com for more. Thank you.